Welcome back to Orangeline. For this first episode, we are going to introduce the first issue of What's Bugging Us at Baker. I'm Chris Smith, alongside Zach Rocky. Zach, what's bugging us?
How's it going, guys? First off, what's bugging me? Number one, top priority on my list right now, people being loud in the library.
It's a party in there.
And it's upsetting. People come in with their soda pops and their candies and their iPods, and they're just doing their own thing, being loud and obnoxious, not only in the corners, but everywhere. I'm trying to work, and when I say work, I don't mean study. I mean creep on Facebook, check my email. I know you like to do fantasy football.
It's true.
It's a very popular thing with you, which is awesome. I support and I respect that.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to creep on my girlfriend, and I'm trying to creep on my friends just to see what everybody's up to because, it's fun. And I mean, I've got people walking in behind me, being loud, not only creeping on their own computers, but reading over my shoulder as well and being loud. And that is the most annoying thing in the world. So that's really bugging me this week. I really wish they'd stop. If I want to creep in the privacy of the library, I should be able to do that in peace and quiet and silence.
You mentioned the iPod. There needs to be a volume control on that. I'm trying to make trades. I'm trying to adjust my team, and somebody next to me, mama, poker face, like right in my ear. Are you kidding me? How am I supposed to decide if Clinton Portis is going to be my flex back for the week? When they're all up in my ear.
I know. You can't
Unbelievable.
do it. And it's not like you can be rude to them. Like you can say, hey, man, would you mind turning that down?
No.
And they look at you like you're the rude person.
Yeah.
Library.
Jerks.
Knock it off.
Cool
Let's
the
talk
party
about
down.
Exactly.
How about the people that read emails aloud?
Oh, my gosh. Don't get me started on this, Chris. Listen, if you go to Baker University, you can read. Great job. My second grade cousin can read. And I don't even have a second grade cousin. But the thing is, you don't need to read your emails out loud.
I don't care.
No, not at all. Keep it to yourself. I don't care. That's the great thing about Facebook. If you want to read emails, you can go creep on people and find out that way. Just quit reading your emails out loud.
I think that's all we got.
Let's go to the library.
Let's go to the library. As for now, back to the studio.
Thanks, guys. Baker has added 2 new faculty members to the staff this year. Rena Murphy has more.
The start of a new school year not only brings new students to Baker, but also new faculty. The language department and music department have gained new professors this year. Professor Frazier is a new addition to the language department. He is teaching Spanish. He has a wide experience of teaching and traveling in Spanish-speaking countries.
Yeah, I lived in Tijuana, Mexico for 3 years. People say it's not really Mexico, but that's because they don't get beyond the tourist parts. It is very Mexican and is a very interesting city in many regards. I've traveled around central Mexico a lot, and I've been to various other places. I taught in the Puebla program from the University of Kansas one summer. Spent some time in Mexico City, been all around there. I spent a year in Spain, as I told you. I had a scholarship to spend a month in Buenos Aires, Argentina.
All the traveling that he has done has helped him to understand Spanish inside and outside the classroom.
I think what that has given me is, first of all, a varied exposure to the Spanish-speaking world. So I know something about the different customs and so forth in many places where Spanish is spoken. It's also shown me that there's a lot of variety in the Spanish language. So often in class, you may hear me say, well, I've never heard that before in my life, but that's what the textbook says. The reason I'm doing that is because I want you to know that the textbook Spanish isn't the be-all and end-all of the Spanish language.
Living in Lawrence and visiting Baldwin occasionally, Professor Frazier never really thought about teaching at Baker until he had an interview.
The day I came for my first interview and sat down with the people who were in this department with me, I said, wow, I like these folks. And I have only been reinforced in that opinion ever since. Every time I've met them, every time I've interacted with them in the interview process and since, I've just adored them. And the same with the students.
Professor Potterton has joined the music department this year. He is the new choir director. Previously, he taught at the University of Colorado Boulder, but knew coming and teaching at Baker was a great fit for him.
When I came here, there was absolutely no question that this is where I wanted to work. Started with the administration. I met a lot of the administration, and they were so giving of their time. I mean, I met with them for half hour, 40 minutes, nearly all of the administration, and then I had students show me around campus, and I got to visit and work with the choir, and I got to work with some students vocally, voice lessons. and I can't quite tell you what it was, but the feel was right for me.
Professor Potterton has many goals for the choir this year.
You know, I want to continue the growth of the music that has been in place. You know, my personality is very much different than Dr. Beeler's, and but his standard of musicality was extremely high, and I want to keep that standard growing. So every year I want to raise the bar and make this choir one of the great choirs of our nation, and I really think that it can be.
With these new professors, the language and music departments have much to look forward to. I'm Rena Murphy, KNBU TV.